All right, now let's go and look at it in details. Let's go and look at it in details and see how eclipse is formed. Okay?
Yes.
Yes, I said we already have the notes. For me, I'm just going to explain the concept. Okay? Are you together? So we said an eclipse is the occurrence or is the obscuring of light from the sun by either the moon or the earth. An eclipse occurs when the moon, so when does eclipse occurs? Members, when does eclipse occurs from the video we have watched? When does eclipse occurs?
When the sun, the moon, and the earth are in a straight line.
When, so it occurs, okay? It what? Occurs when the sun, moon, and the what?
Earth.
And the earth are in a straight what? Are in a straight what? In a straight line. But now I said sun is the what? Sun is the source of what?
Light.
Sun is the source of light. Now, the types of eclipse that is going to be formed depends on either the moon, depends on the position of the moon or position of the earth. Right together. So we have two types of eclipse, types of eclipse. We have what we call the solar eclipse. We have the solar eclipse. We have the solar eclipse. This is what we sometimes we call it eclipse of the sun. Eclipse of the sun. Then we have also what we call the lunar. I believe you were able to see it from the video. The lunar eclipse. And this one we call it the eclipse of the moon. This one is the eclipse of the moon. Is the eclipse of the moon. You saw it from the video also. Then we have what we call the annular eclipse. Generally, we have only two types of eclipse. We have only two types of eclipse. But the third one is coming from the eclipse of the moon. Are you together, members? Yes, it's coming from the eclipse of the sun. Sorry, it's coming from the eclipse of the sun. But we shall see. It depends on the position of the sun or of the moon. So let's start with the first one. The first one we have solar eclipse. Let's see how solar eclipse is formed. Solar eclipse or the eclipse of the sun. Eclipse of the sun. You can see from the notes there. We said solar eclipse, also known as the eclipse of the sun. It occurs when the moon. Is between the sun and the earth. Is when the sun. This one is when it occurs. It occurs when the moon. Occurs when the moon is between the sun and the what? And the earth. It occurs when the moon is between the sun and the earth. Full stop. So the sun, so we said the sun, let me add this, the sun produces light. The sun produces light rays that are reflected. Remember we said all the planets are reacting, all the planets reflect, they are reflecting surfaces. Reflected by the moon, full stop. The sun produces light rays that are reflected by the moon. So the moon intercepts light rays, from the sun from the sun, thereby casting a shadow, on the what? On the earth. Members, are we together? Yes. So the area on the earth covered by umbra, which is known as total eclipse. Now this one we shall refer to as total eclipse. We said eclipse it is a shadow, but it occurs naturally. And the sun cannot be reached or cannot be seen at all in that region. The area covered by penumbra, also known as partial eclipse, and only part of the sun is seen. Only part of the sun is seen. So let's go and see how we draw the ray diagram. Let's go and see how we draw the ray diagram. Ray diagram. Members, are we together?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go and see how we draw the ray diagram. We have the sun. We have the sun. That is the sun. Then we shall have the moon. Remember, the moon is small. Please take note of that. The moon is small. So this is the moon. Then we have the earth. We have the earth there. Now we are left with drawing the ray diagram. So we are going to, or the size of the earth is going to be, we are going to determine it by that diagram. So let's draw this. You put your ray, I see how I'm putting mine. Members, I see how I'm putting mine. Then you draw the line there. You draw that line diagonally like that. You draw that line diagonally like that. Then you also put this one here. You also draw this one here from this part, like that. Just let it pass like that. Then after drawing that, from the same point, you are going to draw a ray from there. Are you seeing that, members? Are you seeing that?
Yes.
From that, you draw a ray. Sorry. I'm seeing is leaving. It must move exactly from that point. Must be exactly from that point, which is there. So this one should move like that. Let's make it well. Even here should be like this. Should be like that. So which means I would have drawn the moon a little bit. This one would have come later. So you draw this one until it should touch also that point. Should also, let's draw it another one. Let's do another one. This one is not good. Let's do another one. This is omitted. Let's do another one, members. I want to draw a clear one. Ray diagram. You start by drawing the sun. Then you come and draw the moon. You draw the moon. So I'm first going to leave the earth. The earth will be formed, the shape of the earth will be formed from this ray diagram after drawing, okay? So I'm going to draw this. These are the techniques you must take note of. Also from there, I'll draw it like that. Then from here, I draw this so that I come out with a good diagram. Like that. Members, have you seen that? Have you seen that? Now, from here, this is where the earth will be. So the earth will be here. The earth will be there. So this is where the earth will be. The earth is there. This is the Earth. So don't forget to put the ray, the arrows. Don't forget to put the arrows. Don't forget to put the arrows. So this one will continue there. This one will also continue down there. Okay? You find out this one, this region here. This is the region of total darkness. Then there's a umbrella. I can use the dotted line there. I can use that dot. Members, I sing that. I sing that. Members, are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
So you see that this is it. That one we call it. We call it umbra eclipse. We call it umbra what? Eclipse. Then this one is called penumbra eclipse. We call it penumbra eclipse. Penumbra. So that's how the eclipse of the sun, or what we call the solar eclipse, occurs. Are you together, members?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes.
Then there's also a few things I want you to note from this. Let's say facts about solar eclipse. Facts about solar eclipse. Facts about solar eclipse. Facts about solar eclipse. One, both the umbra and penumbra, both the umbra and penumbra are formed. Both the umbra and penumbra are what? Are formed. Are you together, members?
Yes.
That is one. The second one, what else have you seen? It occurs when what? It occurs when the what?
The moon.
When
The moon is
when the moon
in between the earth and the sun.
When the moon is between the sun
And the earth.
and the earth. That's another fact. What else? What else have you seen? It is also, take note of that, it is also called the what?
The eclipse of the sun.
It's called the eclipse of the sun. That's where the name solar comes from, okay? Then the third one, it occurs, members, when you are watching the video, what did they say? This one occurs only during what? Daytime. Are you together?
Yes.
Yes. It occurs during the what? During the day. Okay? Then another fact is, when you look at this, okay? Are you together? Are you together? The distance here. For you to come out with a good ray diagram. It occurs when the moon is near the earth. When the moon is near the what? When the moon is near the what?
Earth.
The earth. Take note of that. Those are the facts you must not leave out. Those are the facts you must not leave out. Then let's look at the second one, which is still fall under. Let's look at the next one, which is still the eclipse of the sun, but it's just only that is being divided into two. The only difference is for solar eclipse. For solar eclipse, the moon is near the earth. Then there's also what we call the annular. Let's look at the annular eclipse. Annular eclipse. annular eclipse. Is still the eclipse. This one is still the eclipse of the what? Is the eclipse of the what? Members, is the eclipse of the what? Of the sun. But what's the difference? The difference here is the moon is far away from the earth. Are you together? The moon is far away from the what? The earth. So right, this occurs when the moon is very far from the earth. When the moon is very far from the what? From the earth. And the sun and the moon is between the sun and the what? And the earth. Okay? Comma. So the umbra does not reach the earth. Does not reach the what? The earth. Does not reach the earth. And only the penumbra reaches it. Members, are we together on that?
Yes, teacher.
Have you seen the difference between solar eclipse and then the annular eclipse? Have you seen the difference? For solar, the moon is near the earth. Then for annular, the moon is far away from the earth. And another fact is the umbra is not going to reach the earth. It's formed but does not reach the earth. Are you together, members? Let's look at the ray diagram. Ray diagram. How is it formed? So we have the sun. We have the sun there. Moon, this time the moon is very near. It's so close. It's close to the sun. It's close to the sun. The moon is close to the sun. The moon is close to the sun. So can we draw the ray diagram? So the earth will just, don't worry about the earth. The earth will come after as we have drawn this. So from there, you put your ruler like that, like this, sorry. I said the ruler you are using must be a transparent ruler so that you are able to see the lines clearly. You draw that there. Okay. Then also another one here. Another one here. From there. Sorry. Like that. Then another one. So here now, let me draw the earth here. So the earth is already here. The earth is here. That's the earth. So this is the moon. This is earth. So we find that this is total darkness. This is the region of total darkness. Then this is it. This is the umbra. This is the umbra. Don't forget to put the arrows, please. Don't forget to put the arrows. So, but when you are drawing yours, don't make sure that the sun is bigger than the earth. Okay? The sun is bigger than the earth, please. Take note of that. The sun is bigger than the earth. I think let's just draw another one so that we draw a good diagram. Let's cross this. Let's close that. Let's close that and we draw another one. So the sun must be bigger than the earth. The sun must be bigger than the earth. So that we can come out with a good diagram. You know, I'm using a freehand. Yes, I'm using a freehand. So this is the sun. Then the moon is there. The moon is there. I said when you are drawing, make sure that the sun is bigger than the earth. Or what we can do, we can start by drawing the earth. Let's draw the earth. Let's just draw the earth. Can have that line there. Have another one there. Like that. So this is the earth. This is the earth. Still from the same point. We draw this one there. So you can see clearly from our diagram. So this is the moon. So the umbra is not reaching the earth. The umbra is not reaching the earth. The umbra is not reaching the earth. So this is, again, there's also a partial darkness there. Partial darkness there. So this one is better. This one is better, please. Because this one, the earth seems to be bigger than the sun, which is not the case. Which is not the case. Then don't forget to put the arrows. Don't forget to put the arrows. Members, have you seen that?
Yes.
That's what we call the annular eclipse. That is the annular eclipse. That is the annular eclipse. Note. It occurs when what? Members, it occurs when what? When the what? The moon is very close to the what? The sun. It occurs when? It occurs when the moon is very close to the sun, or it occurs when the moon is far away from the earth. Okay? Just like that. Then the third one, let's look at the third one. Let's look at the third one, which we call it the lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse, which we refer to as the eclipse of the moon. This is the eclipse of the moon. This is the eclipse of the moon. The eclipse of the moon. The eclipse of the moon. Let's look at that. The eclipse of the moon. So you can see from our notes there, this does an illusion, but it should not be like that. Okay? So we have the lunar eclipse, which we refer to that eclipse of the moon. We said lunar eclipse is also called the eclipse of the moon. Lunar eclipse occurs when the earth is between the sun and the earth. When the earth, this time is the earth, which is between. This time is the earth, which is between. So we said lunar eclipse occurs when the earth, when the earth is between the sun and the moon. Is between the sun and the moon. Is between the sun and the moon. Full stop. The earth cast a shadow. The earth casts a shadow onto the moon. Onto the moon. We have also seen that from the video, which will create different regions. There's going to be the region of total darkness. There's also going to be the region of partial darkness. We have also seen that. So let's look at the ray diagram. How do we draw the ray diagram? Ray diagram. Ray diagram. Members, are we together?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's look at the ray diagram. We have the sun. Let me try to be perfect. The sun, which is there. Then we have the earth. We have the earth, which is there as well. We have the earth, which is there. This is the earth. So now let's draw. Goes there. And this one like that. After that, the one which runs exactly from them. This one, there we are. Then this one, this is there. So this is the moon. This is the moon. That is the moon. Don't forget to put the arrows. Don't forget to put the arrows because they are giving the direction of light. So you find that if you create this one, we have this region here. We have this region here. Then we have that. So it has created, let's say this is region A. Let's say this is region A. Then this is region B. Then there's region C. Okay? So you find that someone who's in region A is able to see partial. Let's label them. This is umbra. Then this is it. Penumbra. So if you're in position A, you see only the what? You see partial eclipse. You see partial eclipse. Now, if you are in position B, you will see there will be total darkness. This one will be total darkness. Then also in region C, there will be partial darkness. Members, are we together? Members, are we together? Yes. That's how it is formed. That's how the eclipse of the moon is formed. So it's the earth which is in the middle. Now let's put the facts down. Let's put some facts down. Facts about the lunar eclipse. Facts about the lunar eclipse. Who can give us one of the facts that you have seen from this drawing? What is the condition? When we talk of the fact, what is the condition for lunar eclipse to be formed or the eclipse of the moon to be formed? Who can give us that? Who can give us that?
Me.
Yes? Yes.
The earth has to be in between of the sun and the moon.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. It occurs. It what? Occurs when the earth is between the sun and the what? And the moon. Good. What else? What else? Apart from that, what else are you saying? Yes?
It occurs at night.
It occurs at night. Very good.
It occurs at night.
Very good. Who is that? Who is that? Who said that?
Cynthia.
Cynthia. Good. Indeed, you are following the other video. Good. This one, it occurs during the what? During the night. Good. What else? Members, what else have you seen?
The earth's shadow falls on the moon.
Mm-hmm. The earth what?
Shadow falls on the moon.
Good. That one now it will form what? It will form both umbra and penumbra. Okay? You can just say it to make it simple. You say it forms both umbra and what? And penumbra. As
Teacher.
it form both umbra and penumbra as the earth casts a shadow on the what? On the what? On the moon. Yes, someone was asking a question. Someone was talking. Yes.
Teacher.
Yes.
What if I say the moon is covered in total darkness?
That one is also okay. It's also okay. It's also okay. That's why we are saying that it casts a what? A shadow on the moon. Okay? Are you together?
Yes.
Then another one which is obvious, another one which we have already even talked about it. It is also called the eclipse. It is also called the eclipse of the what? The eclipse of the
Moon.
of the moon. It's also called the eclipse of the moon. As simple as that. So that's all about eclipse. So we have yes, please. Now is what if you said what? Who is that?
Me, Cynthia.
Yes, Cynthia. What if you said what?
Is divided into two, namely total lunar eclipse and partial lunar eclipse.
That one is also okay. You are just really echoing what we have said. You are just is the same as this. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Any other question? Any other question, members? Yes, Lamuno. Yes, Lamuno.
Now, what if I say the moon is less bright than unusual?
The moon is less bright than usual. That one is also okay because you are still explaining both umbra and penumbra. Okay? Lamun, is it okay?
Yes.
Yes, because you are still repeating only that you are still saying the same thing but in another words. Because when you talk of umbra and penumbra, because you are saying you see that the moon, the earth has covered completely the what? The moon. That's why it's considered there's total darkness. I think that. Yes.
Yes.
Any other question? About shadows and eclipse. Is there any other question? Yes, Romeo. Romeo, are we together, Romeo?
Teacher,
Yes.
which one of the two lasts longer?
The one which lasts longer is the lunar eclipse. Is the lunar eclipse. Okay? Is this one? Is the lunar eclipse. Is the one which lasts longer. Okay? But the eclipse of the solar eclipse, because it occurs during day. You see, like the other one which happens in 2014, it just took place in a very short period of time. It disappeared. You get? Eh? Members, and this one, it takes place at least twice a year. This one, at least twice a year. This one, the eclipse. Okay, but solar eclipse, the one which occurs in 2014 in Uganda, where everyone was rushing to Pakwach to see it. It takes place over, they said, in a century. That's what they were saying. This one, solar eclipse, solar what? Eclipse. This one takes place. The scientists are predicting for solar eclipse to happen again, apart from 2014, it will take another 100 years, which means for us, we know salon. If you miss to see that one in 2014, forget about seeing solar eclipse, because it will happen when you are no longer alive. I don't know whether some of you will still be alive by that time. 100 years from now, that will be a miracle. Are you together, members?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. It takes place, and it takes place in a longer period of time. But for it to occur, it takes many years. Then the lunar eclipse, it occurs at least twice a year. That's what they are saying, at least twice a year. On that, sometimes it's very hard for us to recognize them, but it takes place. This one, at least, when you watch the video closely, at least twice a what? A year. This one is a long period of time. It takes long, at least in the century. At least in a what? In a century. Are you together, members?
Yes.
Have you seen the difference between the eclipse and shadows now? Eclipse are natural. Eclipse are what? Eclipse are what? This one are natural. Then shadows we just create it. It's just a condition when an object is when we have an opaque what? This one occurs whenever we have an opaque what? Object. But this one is between sun, moon, and what? And what? And the earth. Are you together, my dear students?
Yes.
Is there any are we together? I believe you have drawn also this. I think this diagram of mine. Also be drawing yours. Practice how to draw it. You have seen the sources of errors. Have you seen the source of errors? That's why when we are drawing, it was not coming out clearly. So you have to take note of the way I was drawing mine, so that you don't make mistakes when you are drawing the red diagram. Okay? Yes. Members, our time is running out. Can I say bye?
Yes.
Yes. Have a nice day, please. Be blessed.
Likewise.
Yes.
Bye.